Honestly, my family. What attracted me to architecture was a lot of influence from my family members, my interest in art, how things were built. Was just an easy transition for me to really pursue architecture. For me, it's always been instilled in who I am and the way I think about things.
And for me, my dad was an interior decorator, and he had kind of a shop and sold furniture and trinkets and things like that. So I always heard from my mother that I should be an architect, and I really didn't. I took that as a given. So that was it.
The role of the architect in today's society is, to us, again, it deals with a lot about the problem and solving a problem. Architects approach a problem in a very unique manner that's a different skill set than a lawyer, an engineer, an accountant. So I think we have a place in our society. It's always evolving. A lot of people think that they're an architect and can think like an architect, but until you practice it and understand all of the complexities of being and defining that word, it really is something that allows us to insert our role in the community in a lot of different places.
Yeah, and I think that architects can see the potential in places that other people might not initially be able to see. So as we've seen people start to repopulate our downtown, our urban areas in the last 10 years or so, primarily at least 10 years in Knoxville, I think architects have really been the people who have led the charge of where new activity would happen. And it's really based upon, again, the potential of these existing urban areas that are underdeveloped.
And then taking that potential and assigning a pragmatic path so it actually gets done.
So how we started our practice, it was 2002, and I was working in Nashville and John was working in Knoxville, and you were approached by some clients with some properties in Market Square, which was at the time only had, I think, one business in it or something like that. John sent me a picture of this underdeveloped Market Square, and having gone to school here, I kind of had an affinity for the area and wondered what I could do working in Knoxville. So we joined it at that time and started working on some of these projects.
Really, it's about identifying potential and selling Brandon on the fact that it does have potential and getting him to buy off onto investing his time and his work into Knoxville, which was starving for, I think, a very design-focused practice, something, again, that identifies a different problem and creates a very pragmatic and hopefully appropriate solution. Our time here at the University of Tennessee really prepared us well in a lot of ways, and I think it was about collaboration. A lot of our education came from our classmates and our collaboration with them. A lot of team projects. We made it a lot, not only what the educators brought to the table, but I think we helped each other get better and helped each other learn a lot of things that we probably wouldn't have learned otherwise. So I fault or congratulate my classmates for my education as much as anybody.
And I think for me, what I learned here was certainly the spirit of collaboration, but also I think I learned a lot about craft and care and what it takes to really craft a building. I think that's the type of education we got at that moment, and that's something that was rare when I went to graduate school. It was more about criticality and things that don't relate specifically to the aspects of putting buildings together. So I think that's something that I got from Tennessee, definitely. I think for people entering their design education, I think that the advice I would give is to be diverse in the classes that you take, and by diversity I mean outside of the walls of this building. Even I think that there's a lot to learn through really a liberal degree program. And the second part was people going out into the profession. I think a diversity of work experience is important for people entering the profession. I think it's hard to know, to make a decision of a couple of things: where you want to be, where you want to work, with definity.
The level of uncomfortableness sometimes you need to put yourself into as a student. Someone coming into the profession is trying to push yourself. So don't take a class just because you know you're going to get an A at it. Go in trying to achieve that A. You may get a B, you may get a C. It's okay to not become perfect at something, but you do understand and you just continue to push yourself to a level that you probably didn't expect that you could get to. Exposing yourself to lots of different groups, hopefully at a place where you, if not one place that you know you'll get diversity, go to multiple places so that you do get diversity, because once you do become a licensed architect, it's okay at that moment to really practice the one thing that you're good at and one thing that you really can promote and achieve success at.